Air Pro. It's a Deluxe Mist Evaporative Air Cooler, which will cool your area. It's $39.95. Talk about a lot less electricity to keep you cool. $13.32. And Vonabelle Sherman is here to show us how this little guy can cool off so much. Hi, Vonabelle.
Hi there. Yeah, it's going to cool 45 square feet.
Wow.
So that means an area that's 9 by 6, 10 by 4. We're not doing a whole room. We're doing you.
Yes.
Now, today's the first day of summer, isn't it?
It is. It feels like it's been summer for a month,
and we've
but yeah.
already been in the 80s and 90s. How do you bring yourself immediate cooling? How do you get cool when you're going through your personal summer? Yes, menopause ladies, you're going through a personal summer, this is your personal cooler. And you can see the breeze is truly coming out there. You see that spinning, but the best way to show you is to measure the temperature in the room and then measure the temperature of what's coming out of the Arctic Cool, which is an evaporative cooler, and I'll explain that too. But let's check that temperature because that's what makes you understand, like, wow, that's a powerhouse. So, okay, so we're gonna turn on my gun, and it says that it is 71.6 in here. Okay, yep, got that. Okay, now let's see what's coming out of the Arctic air cooler. Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's a big difference.
Yes.
You would love to have 54 degrees blowing on you when it's hot,
would.
right?
I'd like to do that without having to pay for bumping down my entire air conditioning system in my house.
Absolutely.
So
and
somebody do the math. How much? That was really a big difference. 71 to 54.
Almost 20 degrees, right? I mean, 16 degrees easily.
That's amazing.
This is how it looks outside right now. And God, that's actually on a good day right there in the 80s, 90s. Look, 100 degrees some places. That's right now. That's just the beginning of June. So it's going to get, guaranteed, it will get hotter every place. And of course, so will you. You're not going to turn your thermostat down to 54 and cool your entire house to 54 degrees, but you could cool yourself. Different than a fan. A fan is just blowing around the air that you are already cooling. You got to cool the air in order to fan it to you. This is actually cooling. It feels great. It's cooling the air.
So how are we getting this cool air? We're taking the hot air that's in the room, represented by the little red ribbons, passing it through over water, and then it comes out so much cooler. Think about this. If anybody's ever lived in the city, in the summer, a lot of families will say, let's go to the lake. Because the lake feels cooler, right? There's a breeze off the lake that makes everybody feel better. That's the premise of Arctic air. It's an evaporative cooler. It takes air, passes it through water, and comes out cooler. And it's meant to cool you. So put it on your desk, put it on your nightstand, put it in the living room while you're reading a book to cool you rather than constantly bumping down that AC and costing you a small fortune. Now, this is the deluxe version. You know, HSN always tries to get you the one that's a little bit better from the infomercial, and that's what we did. This unit is 20% stronger than the one you see on the infomercial, and in addition, it has this vent. And this vent is directional. I can move it to blow that breeze where I'm comfortable. Maybe up by my face, maybe the breeze gets a little much because it is a nice cool breeze. I want to turn it down to my chest or my feet. You have the ability to adjust that as well. Now, you do plug this in, but here's the really cool thing that Arctic Air did. So here's the plug for it. But if you turn it this way, you see it is a USB as well. So let's say you're putting this in your surge strip, and so many of the new ones have the ability to plug in and have USB.
Oh, nice. So now you're not taking up a plug.
Right. If you don't have any more plug space, you can use the USB. But guess what? I have been running this Arctic Air off of my personal charger. If you have one of these, if you're one of the millions who owns one of these from HSN, this is the InstaCharge.
Sure.
You can run it off there. So, you know,
that's great. So, well, if the power goes out, now you've got cool, because that's the biggest problem. And I didn't realize until I moved to Florida, the biggest problem when the power goes out, which it doesn't even take a storm to have that happen, is you are without air conditioning. You can't survive here without air conditioning. So this is a great solution. $39.95 to have this on hand and portable and with you wherever you are. You're never gonna have that overwhelmingly hot, you know, moment. $13.32. And now, Vonabelle, this is using air. Is it act like a humidifier? Like, does it put, I'm sorry, not using air, using water.
Yes.
Does it put that water into the air?
Slightly humidified air,
Because it doesn't feel.
Nice. It's not wet at all. It's not wet at all. But the slight humidity, when it hits your skin, makes you feel even cooler than the air that's coming out, which is a really nice benefit. And just to tie up that thought about using, your personal charger, we have hurricanes, we have tornadoes, we have power outages, but we have power surges where you lose it for like 15 minutes. If you want to keep you or the baby cool, you have, even if you're thinking, well, I don't need that for my house, I'm cool enough. You need this for your emergency kit. Keep a charger and the Arctic Air in your emergency kit, because there are times, whether it's the elderly or your baby, that you can't be without a cooling or some sort of breeze. This is going to be a lifesaver in those situations. But for everyday use, you're going to plug this in by your desk and enjoy cool air hitting your skin. Think about last summer. Think about how hot you were. Maybe you walked the dog and you came in and you put your face in the refrigerator or the freezer. You came in from bringing in the groceries and you're like, I need a breeze.
Yeah.
This is your breeze. Now, not only is it a breeze, but they were really smart. They gave you, this panel is LED lighting. 7 choices of color. You can choose any color you want and land on it, or you can make it rotate through colors as well. And so it's nice ambient lighting, but it makes a beautiful night light for the kids' room or the baby's room. So not only are they getting a personal breeze, but you're also getting this beautiful light. There are some people who can't sleep until they're cool. They're just so hot, and then you toss and you turn, you toss and you turn.
Yeah.
You can put this next to your bed to make you cool so that you can fall asleep.
How nice. And it's very quiet, I noticed as well. It's not a big, loud machine. It looks like it has different levels as well. So if you want just a little bit of cool.
Yeah, we have a medium and a high you can choose.
Okay.
On the medium, you use the water a little slower. On the high, you use the water a little faster. But here's the thing. It takes nothing. You just take a cup, or I use a water bottle.
Okay.
And I just pour more water in. Here's where you're going to put the water. 20 ounces of water. It just goes right in, and then it sits at the bottom in the tray. So that being said, say you want to use this in the living room, and then at night you want to move it to your bedroom, dump your water first, unless you can walk really carefully, almost like you're carrying a cup of tea, because the excess water does sit in the bottom tray, so you don't want it to leak. But once you have it in its place, you put in that water. Here's the filter, so you're getting to see the inside there. The water comes down here, sits here, absorbs into the filter, and out comes this amazing cool breeze that is going to keep you cool all summer. If you're in a limited budget, and you don't want to have to bump down that AC, and it's just you, maybe you're a senior living alone, and you're watching your budget, put this on your stand, read your book, put it by your nightstand so you can sleep without bumping down that AC. Now, you saw that I used the temperature gun, and we got like 15, 16 degrees difference. You saw that I used the pinwheel. Here's another way that I can show you that this is truly cool. So this is a thermal reactive plastic. I'm going to put it in front of the Arctic Air that's blowing cold air. The cold air is going to land on the thermal reactive plastic, and it's going to change its color. Because the cold air is hitting it, it reacts to it, and you're going to see it's starting to go blue and orange there. Here comes the blue. It's another way to show you that this is really, really cool, because you're not here to touch it like Shannon and I are. So that breeze is hitting that plastic, and it's changing the color. It truly is cold, cold air that's going to bring you such relief this summer. And it's a personal cooler, so 45 square feet. It's not going to do your whole big, 10 by 10 room or 15 by 20 room, but you are going to feel amazing this summer having your own personal cooler.
I love it. This is the only time you're able to see it today. It's been so popular already. Trust me, it's going to be even more popular the hotter it gets around. You're saving $20 off retail, and this is the Deluxe, which means you get 20% more cooling. You get to direct the air exactly where you want it to go, and you can plug this into a portable charger, which means you get cooling even if there is no electricity. And I think that's an amazing I wish we had this as part of our preparedness event, because this is something that you should have in your emergency kit. You don't have to keep it there. You can keep it in your house in the meantime, because you're going to love that. My husband just got back from walking the dog yesterday. It's 90 degrees outside, and he was like, I just sat there and I sweat. He turned the air down. How long does it take to cool off an entire house? Certainly a lot faster. It would take a lot longer than this. Instantly get cool right where you are. And he wasn't, I didn't walk the dog in 90 degrees. I didn't want it to be colder in the house. So this would have cooled him off right where you are. $13.32 and really good cool.
Yeah. And it's only about the size of a tissue box.
Yeah.
And put it in your bathroom after you take a shower while you're trying to put on your makeup and you're melting. That's a great spot. We have 30 seconds. So I want to tell you, you can also run it off your laptop. So let's say the kids are playing outside. They want you to come outside, but